Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Thriving Your Mission, a podcast that Tavia and I have put together with so much love for you. If you are a heart centered human, if you know that your mission matters, if you know that you're here to do more, to be more so you can do more and feel more. This is all about, you're here for a reason, and your reason is that there's something inside you that needs to come out to help the world in whatever way, and we are so passionate to support people that are on missions that are bigger than them. That's why we call it the collective, a community to fuel your legacy chapter, because you're not a spring chicken. You have so many years to or I mean, who knows, right? Who knows how long anyone's going to live, right? But you only have so much time to make a difference and make an impact with your mission. So we have gathered together some incredible humans into our beautiful container called the collective. And Tavia and I, like, we just love serving these beautiful souls because we do it very naturally together as intuitive business strategists. Like, this is what we tend to go into this very easily, and we think it's easy because we do it, but it's not for most people, right? Because most of our people, they just want to do what they love and make money at it, but they don't necessarily have the right strategy, and sometimes they're playing too small. So Tavia and I, we really want to encourage you and our collective to play as big as you need to in order to have that mission find you, or for you to be that person that serves with your mission, right? You can be in a different, two different places. When you know what your mission is, and when you're like, I'm not quite sure, right? But the idea is, if you're feeling something is there, it's probably there, right? And so Tavia and I are an incredible combination, if we do say so ourselves, because it comes so easy to us. Like, I channel, like Spirit says, tell them this, ask them this, right? Like, that's how I do my coaching as well, right? So I'm an intuitive channel, a guide, a coach, and so is Tavia, right? And then the two of us together is not 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 is 11. Like, we're even more powerful together because our community needs us and our magic. This is what we do together. And I'd love for Tavia to speak to that. And then we're going to jump into talking about identity shifting is what we do in this community, because it's who do you need to be so that you can thrive in your mission. So that identity shift is really, really important. So Tavia, I want to hand it to you and hear what you have to say on this topic.
Yeah, just that, and thank you for kicking us off, because I think it's important to understand, there is just so many different things you could be doing and joining and being a part of, especially when you're an entrepreneur. I mean, Elvira and I get invited to so many things, and we've worked with so many coaches and been in containers, high level masterminds, joined programs, bought the courses, like we've done it all. I've been in business for 11 years now, and Elvira longer. So
Over 15, yes.
there you go.
Yeah.
So we know, we've been a part of things, and so we have learned so much, invested in ourselves. We've gotten different strategies, different types of styles of masterminds and support. So we have that knowledge, right, that we can give, but also we are like our clients. We are sensitive, we are heart-centered, we are empaths, we are intuitives. And so we understand our clients in that way, but we also know how to do business because we both have backgrounds in
Yeah.
marketing and sales and branding. Elvira has a very strong background in sales. I have a very strong background in
20 years. Yeah.
branding. Right. There you go. I mean, come on.
35 altogether, right? Yeah.
35 altogether. And
Yeah.
myself, it's really, branding, styling, really bringing that to life, because that's a huge part of being an entrepreneur. We can't just execute on what we do best. We actually have to market ourselves. So you cannot have a business if you don't have marketing and sales.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand. And if you don't have those skills, you won't have a business, like,
Yeah.
period. I think most of the things that I do every day, besides the client work, is marketing and sales. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I do. So we need to have that skill set down, or else you won't get clients and you will have to, close up shop. And
Yeah.
so we know this, but we also are intuitive, so we channel what our clients need to hear. It's not just like, follow this strategy, just do this thing.
Yeah.
Not all strategies work for all people. I have learned this. I have tried all the strategies, trust me, and some of them don't
Mhm.
work for me. And like, there are things I've learned from coaches that I know I literally would take that on. I would do it. I'm action oriented, I'm coachable, but that it would burn me out because it just wasn't aligned for me. And we know
Yeah.
that because we've done it, both of us. So we know that all of our clients are individuals, and they may need different support, different
Yes.
style support. They may need to hear something different than what they think they need to do. And so that's where Elvira and I really can be like the strategist in that sense, but it's all intuitive strategy, and that's why we call ourselves the intuitive
Yeah.
business strategistas, I think, is what we started to call ourselves, because
I
we,
just
we
heard that
are
for the first time
right.
right now. Yeah.
Right, and we have that
Yeah.
like masculine and feminine balance, which Elvira can talk more about,
Yeah.
this balance of the masculine and feminine, because we know that you need both in business,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I love that. Strategistas. I didn't even think of that till right now when you said it. That is so cool. We're intuitive business strategistas. Yeah, because
Yes.
it comes so easy for us, right? We just, we're as we're, doing our hot love, we call it love seat coaching as opposed to hot seat coaching. As we're doing that, like it's so easy for us to receive these messages for that person. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, okay, that sounds great. I'm going to go do that, right? That's strategy, right? So
Yes.
like, and if something's not working, what do? You change strategy, right? And if they're saying, hey, I'm coming up against this roadblock, okay, well, how have you been doing it? Like this. Okay, how about you try this, right? That's strategy. It's different, right? So you and I are so good at co-creating strategy, at pulling it out of the ether to serve our clients. And like it just feels so good, Tavia, to do this with you. It's
Yes.
effortless, right? And
Mhm.
that's how I know that's why we had to meet in Jonathan's the Dragonfly Nexus. That was a community we joined, right? um,
Right.
and it's as entrepreneurs, we don't need to do it alone. We truly
Yes.
don't. And there's so many communities out there. And I believe that ours is one of the best for heart-centered people that are 45 plus, that are artistic, that are creative, that are neurodivergent, that
Yeah.
are very sensitive, empathic, right? Because they really do need this support. It's almost impossible to do a business if you're that kind of a person by yourself, right? And
Yes.
so we are a beautiful container for people like our collective to thrive in. They can join us and they can thrive because they're not doing it by themselves. They've got this beautiful community that supports them. They've got us to support them. They've got, they know that they show up, and if they're stuck somewhere, they're going to get unstuck, right? We have a beautiful private chat in WhatsApp where people are supporting each other. They're sharing, hey, that looks great, or hey, can you tweak that, right? Like, so it's not about just rah-rahing each other on. It's about being really honest and wanting to see that person thrive. So sometimes you have to hear, hey, you know what, that's not really landing for me, have you tried this, right? and
Right.
and when it's coming from love, that's true support, that's true coaching, that's true mentoring, right? So it's like this beautiful combination of things that we do in there. And
Hmm.
honestly, like, I just want to speak to the person that thinks, yeah, you know what, I'm good on my own. And I
Yeah.
just want to challenge that, because I did that at the beginning. Yeah, I'm good on my own. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to spend the money. I didn't want to, I just wanted to do it on my own. And had I invested more initially, I think I'd be further along right now, but at the same time,
Mhm.
it's like that's the way it went, and I was meant to experience it that way. But now, my goodness, I do invest in myself. I've invested in lots of different containers. This is my favorite, obviously, because we co-lead it. But truly, we are here to shine our light bright so the world can find us, and we need to shift our inner identity so that we become that person that either our mission finds us or we can thrive in our mission. That
Yeah.
identity shift needs to happen, and we need to balance our feminine and masculine energies, right? Because if we are heart centered and emotional and givers, we're more in our feminine, right? So we need to
Yes.
join containers like ours, where we give you the strategy, we give you the masculine, riverbanks, as I like to call it, so you can flow as the river, the more feminine. But the two are important to have, right? And so we really invite you into a space where you are balanced in your feminine and masculine energy. You are stepping up to the next level of you with your identity so that you
Hmm.
can do your mission with grace and ease and joy, thrive, not just survive, right?
Yes.
And have fun. Our group is so much fun. Like, I just walk away so light, when I've been in this container, even as the leader, even as the co-leader, I benefit, so anything else you want to add to that, Tavia?
I think you said it all. I think that's, what we wanted to say here is like, there could be lots of different things that you join and sign up for, and you're going to know, what is the right fit, but it should feel like the right fit, not just the right strategy, right? Because
Yeah,
when you find your people, you'll feel like you're going to thrive way better than if you join some group because some coach said, hey,
yeah,
I could teach you how to make, 10K months, but that used to be the thing, right? Where we saw that everywhere. Like,
yeah,
you're going to hit your 10K months, now it's 100K months. Like, don't just join these things because you want to hit the income. Like, you are here to build a legacy. You're here to feel like really on fire and alive by what you do. And so, if you get kind of swayed into just joining because you're going to learn the strategy to make more money, you're going to get burnt out. We know, we've been there.
yeah,
We're the type of person that is exactly who we serve, and so if you're our
yeah,
people, so we encourage you to reach out, and
yeah,
there's an application process. We invite you to, if this feels aligned, to reach out to one of us. We'll send you the application and we'll see if it's the right fit, and we look forward to hearing from you. Right now it's, still at the $97 a month uh,
yeah.
price point, and it's going to move up to $197 a month once we fill that. So we encourage you to reach out if it feels aligned.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tavia. Yeah, it really is a privilege to serve our community. And, if this feels like this is you, this isn't just any business container. It is a business incubator and a business accelerator wherever you
Yeah.
are in your business. If you're just getting started, we'll help you. If you're up here, we'll help you go further. And truly, it's about being truly you don't have to hide pieces of yourself. Like, in our community, we celebrate the weird, the wacky, the fun, the mystical, right? Like, we're these really, like, incredible beings, and sometimes beings like ours, people in our community and ourselves, like, sometimes we can feel like, oh, I can't show that part of myself, because it's too
Right.
much, right? Well, no, we encourage you to be all of yourself, right? One of my taglines is, you've got to be aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed, so you can make the difference you were brought here to make, right? So we really encourage you to be all of you. And that's the those are the values that we hold in this beautiful space. You've got to move towards people that you share values, because if you don't share values, you're going to bug the snot out of each other, right? So,
Yes.
but this is where, but what's great about our container is, you can join for a month. If it doesn't work, you can quit, like, truly, like, if it's not your people, you've spent $97. What's that, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully you got one thing that you needed, even if you decide to leave. But you know what? People, aren't really leaving. So obviously something's working, right? So we encourage you to reach out, have a conversation, have a look at the application, and yeah, and join us if it feels right. So thank you, Tavia. Thank you for another beautiful conversation. I just love being in
Yes.
your, and yeah, sending everyone so much love. And we'll see you on another episode of Thriving Your Mission real soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.